ESPN shocker, the Ryan Clark exit that changed sports media. Imagine showing up for work on a normal Monday, preparing for another live NFL show, only to discover your career at one of the biggest sports networks in America is over. No farewell, no final broadcast, no emotional goodbye. Just is the controversy surrounding Ryan Clark's reported departure from ESPN during one of the biggest shakeups in sports media history. But Ryan Clark wasn't the only familiar face affected. Veteran broadcasters, respected NFL insiders, and dozens of behind-the-scenes employees suddenly found themselves caught in a wave of layoffs that has left fans asking one question: what is happening at ESPN? The answer begins with a multi-billion-dollar business deal that is transforming the future of sports television. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why many believe this is only the beginning. A sports media giant under pressure. For decades, ESPN has been the undisputed king of sports television. From Monday Night Football to the NBA Finals, from Baseball Tonight to SportsCenter, the network built an empire that shaped how millions of fans consume sports every day. But the television business has changed dramatically. More viewers are leaving traditional cable. Streaming platforms are becoming the new battleground. Advertising revenue has shifted. Every major media company has been searching for ways to cut costs while preparing for the future. Disney, ESPN's parent company, has spent the past several years restructuring its business to stay competitive. Those efforts have included company-wide layoffs affecting thousands of employees across multiple divisions. For many sports fans, those corporate decisions seemed distant until now. The billion-dollar deal. Earlier this year, ESPN completed one of the biggest acquisitions in sports media. The company purchased NFL media, including the NFL Network, in a deal reportedly valued between $2.5 and $3 billion. On paper, it looked like a perfect partnership. The NFL gained an ownership stake in ESPN. ESPN gained control of one of football's most valuable media brands. Both companies promised fans that NFL Network programming would continue. Shows like Good Morning Football weren't going anywhere, but whenever two large organizations become one, something almost always follows. Duplicate departments, overlapping jobs, cost-cutting, corporate restructuring, and eventually, layoffs. Monday changed everything. Then came Monday. Reports began spreading that ESPN had started another major round of staff reductions. The cuts reportedly included both on-air personalities and production employees. Then, one name stopped everyone in their tracks. Ryan Clark. According to reports, Clark was taken off the air during NFL Live after questions began circulating about his status with the company. The news spread rapidly across sports media. Fans flooded social media. Many wondered whether one of ESPN's most recognizable NFL voices had really been let go without warning. As of this recording, Clark has not publicly addressed the reported decision. That silence has only fueled even more speculation. Why Ryan Clark matters. Ryan Clark isn't just another television analyst. Before entering broadcasting, he spent more than a decade in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl. He built a reputation as one of football's smartest defensive players. When he joined ESPN in 2015, his transition looked effortless. His analysis was sharp, his delivery was passionate. He wasn't afraid to challenge players, coaches, or even fellow analysts. Over time, he became one of the network's signature NFL personalities. Whether appearing on NFL Live, Get Up, or Monday Night Countdown, Ryan Clark developed a loyal audience, which is why reports of his departure came as such a surprise. Chapter 5. He wasn't alone. Ryan Clark reportedly wasn't the only recognizable name affected. Longtime baseball broadcaster Karl Ravech was also reported to be among those leaving. For more than 30 years, Ravech had become one of ESPN's most respected baseball voices. His reported departure surprised baseball fans across the country. Another reported casualty was NFL insider Tom Pelissero. Known for breaking league news throughout the season, Pelissero had become one of the NFL Network's most trusted reporters. When respected veterans begin disappearing from a company, people naturally begin asking whether something much bigger is happening behind the scenes. Chapter 6. The real story. It's easy to believe these layoffs were about individual performance, but that's probably missing the bigger picture. This isn't simply about one analyst or one reporter or one broadcaster. This is about the economics of modern television. Maintaining two separate sports networks with overlapping production teams is expensive. When companies merge, executives almost always look for efficiencies. Departments combine. Production teams shrink. On-air roles evolve. Technology replaces certain jobs, and businesses attempt to reduce operating costs. It's a difficult reality that has affected media companies across the industry. Chapter 7. What happens next? Despite the layoffs, NFL Network isn't disappearing. Fans should still expect original programming and extensive football coverage, but viewers may notice changes. Some familiar faces could be gone. Some shows may look different. Some production operations may become centralized under ESPN. The long-term strategy appears focused on creating a more streamlined organization capable of competing in an increasingly digital world. Whether that strategy succeeds remains to be seen. Final thoughts. Ryan Clark's reported departure has become one of the biggest talking points in sports media, not simply because of one personality, but because it reflects a much larger transformation happening across the television industry. The combination of ESPN and NFL media represents one of the most significant changes in sports broadcasting in years. For employees, it brings uncertainty. For executives, it represents efficiency. For fans, it raises questions about the future of the shows and personalities they've followed for years. Only time will reveal whether these difficult decisions strengthen ESPN or mark the beginning of an entirely new era in sports media. One thing is certain: the landscape of sports broadcasting is changing faster than ever, and this story is still developing. If new official statements or additional confirmed details emerge, we'll continue following the story. If you found this breakdown helpful, consider subscribing for more in-depth coverage of the biggest stories shaping the world of sports and media. Thanks for watching.